Welcome to the program, The Viewpoint with Precious Ayembe. My name is Precious Ayembe. The Viewpoint is a program that talks about real life stories from different personalities that viewers can emulate and become somebody better in the society. It's also a program where we talk about core value, principle, moral conduct, and things that affect both society and individual. This program cut across all sectors: political, religious, entertainment. First and foremost, we say sorry for coming late because we have technical issue going on in the studio. That is why we are starting this late. Well, thank you for being part of the program. Thank you for still waiting for us on this show. Today we have a guest in the studio. He is a constitutional lawyer and human rights activist and a counsellor to Nnamdi Kanu, and it's good to have him here to throw more light on what has been happening concerning the incident that has happened, the ruling, and every other issue that we're going to bring to you for be part of this conversation. Thank you. Good to have you, Dr. Barrister Maxwell Okpala. Good to have you. It's
my pleasure to be here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I say hello to viewers.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So sorry that we have technical issues for starting this.
It's one of those things.
So, sir, please, can you just throw more light, give us a background about yourself for the Gen Z watching you, so before we go straight into Kanu question?
Well, just to introduce me, my name is Chief Maxwell Okpala, a PhD. I'm a constitutional lawyer and a human rights activist. I'm based here in Abuja. I'm a family man. I'm a Christian. I'm a father. Also, I'm the voice of the voiceless.
So what is the journey? Can you share the journey into the constitution, into your profession?
Well, of course, I started my journey to study law has been in my mind. In those days, they continued to read law, they continued to cut me off. So instead of staying in the house, I have to get a course, which they gave me, that management. So, and I wanted to remove my mind in law, but my mentor then insisted that I must. What happened to this alone? I said, let me just do this and get it. He said, no. Maxwell, I will not be happy if you did not study law, because you will do good in law. Go and write jump. Out of frustration, I just wrote that jump. While I was writing that video, some mistake management, and then she came out in law. And that's what police service I started from year one. So, the one I should say is that I have my PhD in law.
Wow.
Yes.
That is good.
It was my pleasure.
So no, as a counsellor to Nnamdi Kanu, can you throw more light on what has been the recent ruling from the judiciary? What is your take on that?
Well, I have been since I joined into this profession, I've been in the vanguard of fighting for the oppressed. I joined when Asarudi Kubo was being intimidated because of what he was fighting for. I joined Festus Keyamo in that struggle with Kevin Okoro. So when Asarudi was also being incarcerated, I joined Festus Keyamo for his own. So when Obasanjo was intimidating Adams Oshimole, I participated in that protest. When Obasanjo was intimidating the president of Nigeria, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, trying to withholding his allocation, state allocation as a governor, frustrating him, we spoke against it as a student then. We participated in that struggle. When Chibike Rotimi, who was a governor, serving under Buhari's government, using the army and soldiers to be attacking supporters of Wike in Port Harcourt, we criticized it. I was moving from one media house to another, criticizing it, fighting against it. When the former Labour chairman was intimidated and harassed by Erufai, we kicked against it. we participated in that struggle. When the president wanted to intimidate me, he said no, we kicked against it. I can go on and on and on and on. We have been there. So Mazina becomes old. When we discovered that he's facing persecution, we kicked against it. When Buhari was using the DSSS, the lawless DSSS then, to intimidate and harass judges, we kicked against it. We fought against it. You cannot be attacking our judges in that manner. When President Buhari used inferior tribunal to remove the CJN, we kicked against it, we mobilized against it. We participated in that criticism. So, man, the college is not a different yes. So we have been there. So in his own, we felt that he's been intimidated, he's facing persecution, and that's why we are kicking against it. So we can go on and on, and even those in power that they are benefited in one way or the other from our own struggle and activism.
Oh wow! So now, you said you've been on this struggle,
yes,
fighting for justice.
Right from as a student till.
Oh, from a student.
Yes.
Okay. Now, from this recent ruling, so what is your take concerning towards that?
Well, I will continue to say it. I continue to say it. We cast to him. I don't want us to be looking at Mazin and I want us to be looking at Nigeria.
Okay.
You can mention few countries that I have not traveled to. And when you travel out of this country, understand why we are shouting. You understand why we are shouting. Some people like us, if we travel outside, I can't even, and that's why I have traveled outside Nigeria and stayed in America for about 2 weeks. Because my body, my blood, everything about me will be telling me that Maxwell don't belong here. With their language, their weather, their food, everything about them will tell you this is not where God said that you should be. And that's why we are fighting. We should make it right. I'm not saying that somebody that committed a crime should be here. Not the person. That was when they arrested the former past governor of the CBN. I said, you cannot keep him there. I mobilize people. You cannot keep him there. Take him to court. Let him go and face his trial. If a court commits him, you don't for it. If court say they listen, let him. They fight against it. Finally, they saw they arranged in court. And court granted him that they realized because we said no, you cannot. You should let people know that you are affecting you so that people will come here to invest. So, now as the time, you arrested me for whatever reason. You are the investigator, you are the prosecutor. But you took him to court. Court granted him there. The first bail was Shaib of Usays on Tuma's record. He refused to release him. The second bail is Adamola. He refused to release him until before finally Bintanyago. In fact, out of when Bintanyago granted him bail, they wanted to refuse it until Nigeria voted. They now complied. And he was enjoying his bail. Only for you to use Operation Python dance, move to Uganda to his house, and they killed a lot of people there. And that is the genesis of where we are. So we ran away there in Israel, and they deposed an affidavit from there before in the court file. My Lord, I'm in Israel. Look at the circumstances that led to my running away. I'm ready to come and face my trial, but my Lord, I want to give assurance that I will be protected. That affidavit is sent to us, we filed it in court. While we are waiting, they talk about revoking his bail, finally they revoke his bail. So there in Kenya, he was abducted. We cannot use the word abducted because courts have said that the manner he was brought was wrong in the Supreme Court and brought back to Nigeria. And when he was brought to Nigeria here, he took him to court and allowed him to speak from the dock where he has lawyers on record. He did not even care to say no. Yes, you have brought him. What of his lawyers? I'm going to avoid this matter. Let his lawyers come. You allow them to make another application to determine the FFS. It is unlawful. It is illegal. I just want to let you know what has been suffering. Now, since then, we continued the trial. While the matter was going on, these people amended that charge. Immediately they filed the the charge. We now go and meet Maxwell in the DSSS. We now let him know the issues on the charge. After discussing with God, that place is being burnt. They will now get the information. As we are going to call the following day, they will amend the charge to correct that thing. Wanted to. This is what are they doing? And they amended the charge up to 11 good times.
Why? What was the reason?
I love that question. You give it to them. What was the reason? Amended from one. So finally, when the charge will now bring a letter for any objection, my Lord struck out 6, remaining 7. There's 7 out of them. We now went to court of appeal. We said no. We ought not to have even go to court because the circumstances leading to his rendition from Nigeria here is unlawful. It's my rendition. It's unlawful. My Lord did not solve reason with us. We went to court of appeal.
Why did he see reason with you? Because the both of you are practicing the same.
Is the judge. Your own is to apply. His own is to rule. And whatever thing that is ruling, he will is binding on you. If you are not happy with it, you can go on appeal. We went to court of appeal. Court of appeal, claimant panel. Go and read that judgment. They raise every issue. I'm talking about over 6 hours judgment. Every issue we raise, they brought it one after the other, and finally discharge him. And said that on no condition should anybody charge him for whatever offense. As we have the others, federal government said, court of appeal, you are talking rubbish. That is around my sense. We cannot obey it. The first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day, until on the 8th days, until on the 9th days, they now file a motion, the same court of appeal, and asking court of appeal to stay for execution of that ruling. Another panel. The court of appeal, surprisingly, he said, no, my lord. In fact, the application they brought, it has never done since the history of criminal jurisprudence in the world. It has never done. This is the first of its kind, where you discharge somebody and federal government heard the person. Goes to 2 weeks. He now filed a motion for stay of execution. We never had that kind of thing, unknown to our law. I'm coming. So that you appreciate it very well. Now, it was based on that, as Maxwell said, they now went to the Supreme Court. After we tell you, because what did you not say? You could have made. Please get an order that you should release this man. After a day, you did not do anything. You don't release him. You kept him, and you still have the audacity to come and meet us, to ask us for. You see, who comes to pity must come with clean hands. You pay us with a dirty hand. Surprisingly, the Supreme Court granted the self-execution. We went to Supreme Court. The Court of Appeal. We went to Supreme Court. Supreme Court agreed that Maxwell can never jump bail, that the court ought not have revoked his bail, that the federal government, who is the prosecution, did not behave well by sending Operation Python Dance to his house with a armored car to kill people. That the way a man of Maxwell was brought back to Nigeria was wrong. That the judge in his listen was biased. It's in the judgment. I can give you, I have a copy in the car, CTC. So, my Lord, now we also raise the issue that they made a mistake in one of the count charges. They wanted to bring it in another law. They brought it in another law. We raised it. The Supreme Court said, okay, but meanwhile, whatever issue we have, any application we have, we should go and make it in that trial court. Now let the trial continue in that court. I don't know whether you're getting what I'm saying. Yeah. And also advise the prosecution to amend that charge to reflect in the correct law. I don't know whether you're getting what I'm saying. Now we're going to move to that court, the highest court. So we will read at the highest court. So that's not like I say, my Lord, please let another judge handle this matter.
Yeah, that's good.
You are biased. I don't think that I will get justice in their court. Victor Nyako make a ruling and disqualify himself, herself, and send the file back to CJ for the assignment. So surprisingly, CJ now through administrative letter send the file back to Honorable Justice Victor Nyako that he should continue. So they serve us 7 notice. So when we go to court, we say, no, my lord, even the CJ cannot do his own order, set aside your own order, because you people are part of equal jurisdiction. Yeah. That the CJ doesn't mean that it's bigger than you. Not to talk about ordinary letter. I know there is a sophisticated government order how you can disqualify yourself. I know the only people that have the right to take the aspect of that nobody appeal against it. So we can after a lot of drama, send it back to CJ. CJ now they assign it to Honorable Justice James Omotosho. We need to be following this thing. So when we get to James Omotosho, the matter now came afresh. We call it de novo. Mazina de Kalo. Remember that Mazina de Kalo has taken plea.
Yeah.
Guilty or not guilty before Victor Nyako. So and the law said once a matter goes to another court, anything that has to do with the previous court will be a nullity, will be jettisoned. It's not binding in that court again. So Mazina de Kalo now take a fresh plea. So in other words, the matter has started de novo. Remember that that's Mazina de Kalo was charged under 2013 Terrorism Prevention Act, yes, which was amended in 2022, which was repealed, not even amended, repealed. A
female lawyer also gave us that stuff too.
Yes, and comment in 2022. So now, the 7 days in that particular matter is if a matter is ongoing. This particular matter, this matter is not ongoing. It has been discharged by Court of Appeal. Not only that, the proceedings were not ongoing because it has come from to another court, and Mazina de Kalo has taken a plea, and the court has also ordered that he should amend. So in all this sense, after the trial, the Mazina de Kalo took a plea. So we continued. While the matter commenced, the judge make a ruling saying that any admissibility, if you have any objection on the admissibility of any document, please, that your objection, you reserve it. In your final written address, you attack that for quick dispensation of justice. That is understandable. Then you normally view it, people normally view it. That's how you normally view it. People have a lot of things to have against objection of I normally attack them during final written address. So anywhere they want to tender any exhibit, all those video, Mazina de Kalo want to those doctored video. You know, when they come, Mazina de Kalo made any video. If Mazina de Kalo said, any police officer who use the gun given to him by government to protect life and property, and they were using it to kill innocent persons. Before they will kill you, if you have opportunity to collect it from them and kill the person back, because it's a part of self-defense. So what they will do is that all those ones, Mazina de Kalo talk, they will just remove it and only pick the one, collect the gun from police and kill police. Are you what I'm saying? So that's what they were doing. So and anytime they want to tender it, they were playing it in court. So you will see it. Even all the journalists in court, they witness it. So and you will see the thing will jump. Are you what I'm saying? So in the actual objection, the lawyer said, my lord will object it, but we will raise it during our final written address. That's how they turned all of them. Now they close their case. And out of the witnesses they call, all the witnesses are purported DSSS officers, 5 of them. I'm not saying that because these people are not DSSS officers. The only people among these people that they call is only one person, the person who brought me from Lagos and interviewed. I don't even know the people. Because Maxwell was telling us that they rented all those people. And if you watch what you should do with Mazina de Kalo, when they ask them question, You see, I don't know. You ask somebody 30 questions. Out of the 30 questions, you say 27. I don't know. And nothing investigated. So now, when they play the case, we now file what we call no case submission. And I enjoy journalists go and I can give you a CTC of that no case submission. Read it with the record of proceeding and the word of prosecution file. You don't need to have a law degree for you to give leave. But whatever that is the case, my law said they have established prima facie case against man now. The man should enter defense. But the only thing I can tell you is that Maxwell can never sack his legal team.
Because I was even coming to that question. Because anytime I want to come, you say I should hold them, I should hold them.
Yes, I'm taking it so that you appreciate it. But, you know, after the defense, Maxwell and the defense team had an understanding. And they decided to leave. And I will leave it at that. But the only thing I can tell you is that you are a client, I'm a lawyer. You asked me to go and represent you in a case. And you have read that in a case, let me just use a simple one, that 1 + 1 is 2. And reaching your own case, they said that 1 + 1 is no longer 2, 1 + 1 is 3. And I said, as the court pleases. And you said, what is that? It's happening. Look at your law, man. Your law is wrong. Say 1 + 1 is 2. But they will say 1 + 1 is 3. As an officer in the temple of justice, my duty first is before the court, before you, as my client. That's what we are taught. That's what I always say that we should do. So now that my duty is to the court, I will not have an altercation with my lord. The only thing, immediately say something, my own duty is as the court pleases. If you have anything against that, to be my judgment, you get an appeal.
So now, what will you say about the narrative that people are saying this case is becoming more political than illegal?
It's more political than legal.
Why are you saying that?
I'm coming. You know why? Because why I'm taking it like this is
from the
so that people will appreciate it. So now, when Mazen we now left, remember that Kalagabi and the other senior advocates, they were doing it on the table. Nobody's paying them. Okay. And when there is an understanding between the council and the district, I have done it on several occasions, not only case as Natikabu's case. When I doing a matter and discover that something is happening that will make me have an altercation with the judge, I will tell my client, please look for another lawyer, or you handle it by yourself. I'm leaving.
I will have a question for that.
Are you saying? I will leave because it's not compulsory that I will do every matter. The only thing there is that if you are paid, I return your money. Are you what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I may not go into details, but the only thing there is that I may advise you on how to go about it. But for me, I will not. It do happen, and I want to leave it at that. There are some things that I cannot say in national television. Probably when Nadikala has an opportunity, he will explain.
Okay. So now, what is the narrative you think that also the media is also bringing out, giving to the public? Do you think they're also, from what you just said, also in line with what Nnamdi Kanu and you doing the counsel to him is saying?
It's very unfortunate, and I want to say it with low voice, that the media, Nigerian media, are disappointing people. That's why people has gone to social media.
Why are you saying that?
Good. Before, when a media, before you are talking, I can tell you when people are, when we have
because now I'm having you here now.
Yes, yeah, what I'm saying. Now, as I'm going now, and the way I normally tell these people, when you are bringing me, bring somebody from the other side so that we face ourselves and I carry documents and you give us time so that people will understand. Anyone I'm telling you, I said, go and verify. This I'm telling you, I said, go and verify. Now, let me finish so that you understand where I'm going, where I was going. So now, Mazen and the Kalo now file these witnesses to you, the people that you want to call as a witness. So in the course of this, he started asking questions. He discovered that there is an issue that needed to be resolved based on the law, based on Supreme Court and the statutory distance. He raised it in my lord. My lord said, those issues you are going to raise, I will address it during judgment. Mazen and the Kalo said, no, my lord, it's a threshold. you must cross it before. My Lord, address it. He refused. So when he comes say, go and enter your defense. He said, no, my Lord. The motion I filed here, that my motion must be heard. He said, I will hear it during judgment. Maxwell said, the Lord said you should hear it now. So he gave, and finally he foreclosed Mazin and the camp. So when he foreclosed Mazin and the camp, I expected that he should have adjourned for final written address, not for judgment. Just to give everybody fair. We are talking about capital punishment, and we are talking about somebody, an accused person that has no lawyer.
But if you have any dialogue with the government based on the...
I'm coming to that. Because
we're having just 2 minutes. 2
minutes?
Yeah, this is almost 30 minutes.
You cannot... I thought that I put the so Mazina, let me rush it. Mazina, now. I don't say, say, my Lord, no, you cannot forgive me. My right of final written address, I want to exercise it. He said that he's going to use what Mazina has before as his final written address. Mazina said no. You cannot use that because in that final written address has its own nature. It has its own components. There are some issues, especially with the exhibit. I want to believe them. I want to start attacking them in my final written address. He failed. So the day he came for you, he still adjourned for judgment. Mazina can file a motion, go to court of appeal, and appeal against that, and file a motion. Say, my Lord, please, you don't have a right to foreclose my right of final written address. Can you please allow me to file my final written address and address all those issues? He said, no, I cannot. He was shouting in court. You people watch it in this. Yes. When he said, under what law? I am facing trial. I am on trial. Allow me to file my final written address to address all those exhibits. These people tendered. He asked them that they should remove him, he should comport himself, and went ahead to read the judgment. And surprisingly, all those issues, Mazina the government address his final written address, that was what he relied in giving up, in giving
the
judgment. And to worsen the situation, all those exhibits that are in favor of Mazina and the Kalu that were against prosecution, it was not reviewed. Example of them, where he put Adama said, the killing of IPOB, the Imo State, the governor, say the killing of Golag is not by IPOB, it's politics. It was not reviewed. That clip was not reviewed. The way Mazina the Kalu explained the reason why he established ESM and how he's going to apply to various as a law, so that they can be acting like it was not reviewed. He said that Maxwell and the Kalu's comment was what leads to answers. A report by Lagos State Panel of Inquiry after answers that established the immediate and remote cause of answers and what cause about answers, which was tendered, it was not reviewed in the judgment. I have the record of our proceedings and the judgment placed side by side. Rather, he left all those issues because in a criminal trial, even in a civil matter, in a civil matter, a judge is expected to review all the exhibits.
We have 4 minutes to go.
All those exhibits were not reviewed. So that judgment was predicated in lack of fair hearing. And if you should ask me, it's out of anger that made the judge to give. National was not given a fair hearing. So, and that judgment, everybody should condemn it.
So, what will be your word to Nigeria? And before you give your final word to Nigeria, because just know we've done 30 minutes. Before you give your final word, is there any dialogue with the federal government despite the pronunciation, and at the same time your final word to Nigeria? Well, maybe one of these days we still call you on again.
I was with Mazin and the Kalu. I was with him on Saturday in Sokoto. I went there on Saturday. I stayed with him Saturday, Sunday before I came back on Monday. When you are talking about amnesty, pardon. In fact, when I tried to mention it, the way he shouted on me, there was one. He was a criminal that is ready to die what he believe. So So he's not that kind of person. You should know him by now. He's not that kind of person. Nobody. So the issue of convicting, we will take him to Sokoto and force him, torture him, so that when we give him one late, he accept it. Now we use it as a political strategy in the service. He's not that kind of person. He works ahead of everybody, and he's very sound and intelligent, and he's ready to learn what he believes. So to you, it is unfair. And this judgment, go and see how people have been analyzing it, both in the America, UK. Yeah, people have been analyzing it, and they're analyzing it with respect to what they call it, record of proceedings. And I want to advise federal government. Use about 4 senior advocates of Nigeria and about 6 other lawyers to prosecute Mazin and the first one in history. Please, this effort to be deployed in prosecuting Mazin and I plead with the Ministry of Justice to deploy the same effort. We have seen the real terrorists, those who people are having meeting with. A terrorist, a bandit in this country, killed an assistant commissioner of police, and wear his uniform and his cap and came to a meeting of dialogue with protocol with them. International community are watching. So the kind of force, the kind of DSSS deployed, the kind of effort deployed, because he's an evil. Because can you do it another? Of course, you cannot do it another. Can you release another in this country and you are still keeping him? You know the implication. Can you even do it? What happened to Sodibo? What's happening to the president of Net Allah, who came said if you enact this open prison as a law, there will be no peace in Benue. And he did it and nothing happened. They arrested him and prosecuted him. What happened after a few months? We discontinued that charge and allowed him to continue. It's just of Mazin and Kali. They war against the evil. So if you read what happened, when Buhari was the president, another was attorney general, another was the judge, another was the prosecutor. Buhari left. Now we have a president, a Yoruba the prosecutor, a Yoruba the attorney general, the Yoruba the judge. So I see now they have the mother appeal, they transfer to the Western.
So don't you think you don't even need to blame the government, you need to blame the judiciary? But do you even have faith in the judiciary? What's your take on that? Because
if you should ask me, I will say yes and no. I've been asking this question every year. I will say yes, because I have seen where some judicial officers, judges, will look at the federal government to give judgment. If you also people that gave judgment in Mazin and Khan, when they say no, you cannot do it. Those 3 panel of judges, they don't tell you what they pass through. I can say no, because I have seen where a judgment will be given. You'll be asking yourself, what is happening? I'm teaching those who are teaching children government in secondary school and law in the university. Because there are some places that they will be asking you. When I could remember in those days, there was one judgment that was delivered when Justice Simpson was of evidence. We are asking you the question. Look at the kind of judgment these people give. Look at the kind of what we are seeing. They don't do. Are you what I'm saying? So it's very unfortunate.
So now, finally, we just have to round up with this 1 second for you to Nigerian and what you think the future lies for Nnamdi Kanu.
What I want us to do is to join hands together. The essence of this is they want to use Nnamdi Kanu as an example so that nobody will come up again to say that he's going to agitate for division of this country. That was what they want to achieve. And it doesn't work like that. I don't say, because one, when you fail to do what you're supposed to do, if things are working the way it's supposed to work, who cares who is the president of Nigeria? Who cares? If you go to Dubai, do you want to know who is the president of the king in Dubai? If you go to all these countries, nobody cares. So if things are working the way it's supposed to work, and everybody is being treated equally, the issue of education will die naturally. And I even say, all these things are happening is that anything, look at the kind of appointment that is being given. Look at the kind of contract that is being given. Awarding contract, and in this particular area, you go there, you see how long time, you see how road is being beautified, you go to this particular area, you are good. The people doesn't belong to a country. And you see in a particular setting, in a institution, you see a particular tribe, they are speaking their language, and they're talking about Nigeria. You cannot leave the child and ask the child not to cry for goodness sake. And you say that unit of interpret is known negotiable. But we should do something so that everybody come together. Not to do something that will divide us. Do you know that since that day, they gave the judgment. I did it that we did not apply wisdom, telling people to people. This would have brought us in the southeast. Go to the southeast, ask anybody that they will tell you how everybody is feeling. It's not good.
So thank you so much. Let me just add, I wanted to say I'm a doctor, professor.
I'm not a professor.
I'm just adding that. Thank you for being part of today's
it's my pleasure.
Conversation on the program, The Viewpoint with Precious, and to throw more light on the happening, missing happening with Nnamdi Kanu.
Remember that I did not explain in details because of time.
Yes, but if people spend more than 30 minutes.
When I was not enough, so that Nigeria will understand. Even why Nnamdi Kanu was reacting in court that they will understand.
Thank you so much, because they've told me that Max will not leave the studio if you did not end this program today. Exactly. So thank you so much for being part of the program. We will still keep you on update, maybe on Zoom, to give more details as the time goes. Thank you for being part of today's edition of the program. Dear viewers, thank you for being part of today's edition of the program, The Viewpoint with Precious Yembe. Our guest is Dr. Maxwell, the counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, and also constitutional lawyer and human rights activist. It threw more light on the happenings, the recent happenings with Nnamdi Kanu, and what they are doing to get it made better, or to throw more light again for Nigerians to know what is the next in line they are doing. So because this is the state of the nation, insecurity and everything, so we need to know so that we can see how we can have a better security, better state, better nation for everyone. So on this note, God bless you for being part of the program. I'm so sorry we came late because we have technical issues, and we're going to resolve this as soon as possible, so we will not be coming late all the time. Thank you. My name is Precious Ayembe. Have a wonderful week ahead, and don't forget to watch this same program 7:30 tomorrow by Friday, which is on tomorrow 7:30 which is Friday on same station. In case you miss out on today's conversation, hook up tomorrow 7:30 same station on this program again. God bless you. Precious is my name. For more details, send your number, SMS to the number. For more details on this program or for advert placement, or you want to be part of this show, the number will be there for you to send an SMS. God bless you. Precious is my name, and thanks to all my crew. Thanks to everyone being part of this program. This program is brought to you by Zoeb Multimedia. God bless you.